I mean, like I said, you have the fourth seed and you have the fifth seed. So these teams should be as close can be.
And I see a familiar face here. Cloud showed up in the show match that I casted a couple months ago. So nice to see a familiar face here. Looking at University of Colorado, looks like they're going to bring out the Symmetra here. Also with a lot of spam damage coming in from Cloud. They're going to use the speed to also get them around the point and get Funkmaster and Ruby. She is the diva player for University of Colorado. And Funkmaster, their tank line mate. So we shall see who wins out here as we start here on Night Garden.
Absolutely, Blob on the Spark is an interesting choice. You're going to have Ruby and I guess maybe Illicit trying to take down that Pharah, but when you have that Pharah Mercy combo, there's just so much damage that you can do firing through the window. St. Peter's University going to get that early pick from Riggs, and the University of Colorado will get that early point set up. Hell, I was going to say it won't be enough, but there goes both the supports and Funkmasters getting all the damage and all the ult chart. 85% already.
Yep, and Alyssa did do his job and really trying to take care of that Pharah. I mean, he's getting a lot of spam damage going in there, but they are down him right now, so they need to get him back to the point in a hurry. Riggs, though, on this Tracer, I think the air and sky approach here from Riggs and Blob, they're going to have their heads on a swivel as the spam damage coming in from them is going to be absolutely lethal.
Definitely, and we saw it there. Riggs got that first fight, and that broke it open for, oh no, Blob takes down Illicit, and that's, you don't want to lose that Baptiste early, but Cloud and Daddy D are both going to take picks of their own. We're all on the point. The Pulse Bomb gets Ruby, that Baby D getting D-Max early, and St. Peter's will take the point for 40 for Colorado.
Yeah, they've also swapped over, the buffs have also swapped over to a McCree to try and deal with Blob in the sky. They didn't get much value out of that barrage, but the collateral damage that came in with it, really burning down the shield of Funkmaster, not allowing him to keep the team up. They end up going down to the heap. And there it is again, Blob, uncontested in the sky.
You know it's getting desperate for University of Colorado when Cloud tries to mine into the air and throw a mine towards Blob. The shadow from Funkmaster, not going to find anything, going to go right into the biggest shield. And now St. Peter's doing as they have. And Cloud has this Riptide, which could be deadly if combined with some other ultimates.
They're coming in right now. Let's see what he can get out of it.
Here it comes. Illicit will take down Min Min on the go. Pharah's hiding away in Cloud. Cloud gets the triple kill. Ruby to throw in the self-destruct for good measure. Blob, it's not over yet for Blob. Will get taken down eventually. And Ruby will help the University of Colorado take back the point.
Yeah, she got a really timely defense matrix into Blob's barrage to take down the Pharah. They're still having issues with the Sky. I think right now, if you're University of Colorado, just ignore the Pharah. If you're unable to hit the shots on her, just ignore it and take care of the rest of St. Peter's and just work that magic into that. Otherwise, you're gonna have to really decide how to take care of it.
I agree with that, but how do you ignore what the results Blob is getting here? Taking down every single, he's getting a pick, it seems like every single time, and oh no, that's not good. Rez gets her Graviton Surge eaten by that defense matrix. Still, St. Peter's will take the point after an inconsiderable amount of stagger from the University of Colorado.
Okay, so going in the next fight, I mean, Daddy D is coming up on his Deadeye. So, you know, if we can take care of that, I mean, that's going to be the win condition right now for University of Colorado. They have to win it and get this Pharah out of the sky. Otherwise, they're going to have so many issues trying to take this point back. And we're closing in on last fight territory.
He will come out from Bird Boys. And what he used him. Oh, he just gets completely evaporated by Blob Barrage. And there's 2 picks, make it 3 for Blob. Ruby will get 1. she's not gonna fight everyone herself, right? She can't just fight everyone herself, right? She's going to use the self-destruct for a quick remake, trying to stay on this point, but there's too much damage. And eventually, her teammates will come, but she won't be in time to save her. She's done her job. She's got this point. She's kept this point up for enough time to get not a considerable amount of Colorado members there. I think going to throw down the shatter, going to charge, just to try and seal this off overtime will eventually tick away, and not after Ruby comes back on the Diva and get taken down before the DMAC animation even finishes. St. Peter's University will eventually take the point.
Oh man, they just did not deal with Blob. I mean, Daddy D tried to bring out the McCree. Maybe a little bit of sus pathing, not being aware of where the Pharaoh was in the sky, because we saw them get eliminated quite a few times coming out from spawn. And so, I mean, right now, your modus operandi has to be taking care of the Pharah, especially if they keep running this Pharah and this Tracer. Because if you're not dealing with the spam from the sky, you're dealing with the machine pistols of Riggs, and we saw a couple of really good pulse bombs come out from that player. Man, you know, I think that really, if you want to bring out something that's really going to throw a wrench into it, bring out a Sombra. That could be another way to really solve the problem that is Blob right now.
That could be a good solution. Here comes the teleport on a point. The University of Colorado tried this strategy before to get onto this point early and get early point control to shut down Blob. On this flank, going to try and shut down that essential teleporter pad. Will get that destruction. Blob is just firing in onto the collected Colorado Boulder squad, just getting so much ult charge off of it, already at 67%, which is better than even some of the supports on the University of Colorado and on St. Peter's. But the University of Colorado will get those picks on the ground, and Blob can't do much in the air against the entirety of the University of Colorado squad, and they will take the point.
Yeah, but Alyssa goes down, and that's your major point of healing, so you've got to really hope that he can get back onto the fight quick enough. Ruby is doing a better job this round of getting up into the face of Blob, but Blob already has the barrage ready to go. They have nothing to combat it.
That they do, and in this fight, gosh, he's very scary from Blob, but Alyssa, not scared of anything, takes down 2. Word Boys will also get 1, and Blob is not going to be using a barrage like that.
The focus fire is just a little bit better this round, and they really have identified the win condition for St. Peter's University. That's the Pharah. They're denying the poke coming in. They're LOSing out of the spam damage coming in. So, you know, sound barrier available for this next fight. Not seeing a lot of value coming out from Rez on the Zarya for St. Peter's, though. Only 38% towards that Graviton Surge.
2 ultimates come out, and Min Min will go down from Cloud's High Noon. Now there goes the Fire Strike into the window. When he finally picks, that's such a dangerous ability combo. Blob going to go a little too aggressive, trying to get the ultimate, going to get resurrected, but still on the run, trying to find that creative ult spot. We'll get Bird Boys with the barrage, but that'll be it. And St. Peter's trying to get something. Daddy D is just doing so well on the Symmetra, getting 2 picks and just firing upward, trying to put the pressure onto Blob and keep them away. As this point gets into final fight territory.
Yeah, they've got Shatter and they've got the Valkyrie for St. Peter's to try and take this point, but Self-Destruct is absolutely going to cordon them off from trying to get onto this point.
A lot of ult for St. Peter's, but more for the University of Colorado. 4 on their side. They'll use the window early, and more pressure onto the side of St. Peter's in the bottom. Ruby, she'll find 1. And again, Shatter from Funkmaster. They'll find a few on the ground, and the University of Colorado, after a little bit of stalls, they will equalize 1-1.
Yeah, and that was pretty comprehensive from the University of Colorado there. Once they established point presence, they had a stranglehold on it. They really took care of Blob there. And now going into Control Center, not the best map for Afera. The lines are not as good. You don't have as good of a high ceiling. Only on the point really do you have any kind of maneuverability, but that will be easy pickings for Ruby. She has been showing quite a good amount of Farah duty here on Lijiang so far, and we'll see if they have any kind of an answer back to this. Do they stay with the Symmetra here? Daddy D showing up huge on Gardens for them. Let's see if they get the same kind of pressure here on Control Center.
We'll have to see the teleporter again going to come out from the St. Peter's. Daddy D will stay on the Symmetra though. The Blob will come back a little bit later on the Doomfist. Pigs on this Junkrat is getting so much damage, and there goes Blob on the Doomfist, gonna take down Daddy D early on the Symmetra. Now Riggs is just free to do as they please, and Blob is just so good on all of these characters. We thought that, oh, maybe, I kind of thought, oh, well, maybe if you switch off the car, can't really play it, it won't be as dominant. But this Doomfist has been just as dominant.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what they're doing right. Oh, whoa, what a flip by University of Colorado there. How did that happen? I mean, taking Blob down obviously was the first key to that, but man, they just came back on mass sped onto the point and took the point from under St. Peter's nose. And I mean, Rez right now has been doing a good job of putting these projected barriers onto Blob and really allowing him to get aggressive. So that's part of the reason why they were doing so well.
Absolutely, and now St. Peter's coming on point to a little bit of a flank route. Here comes Cloud with the Riptire, gonna throw it in, wait for that immortality to go down, and there's the 2 picks. Riggs now has the ultimate, but he might not be able to use it. Cloud actually does get 1 pick, will trade out for it though, and Colorado will hold.
Oh, Sneaky Rat. Sneaky Rat on the side has Tire in hand, has been sided out. Daddy Dito really want to see them get towards this photon barrier and be able to deny the damage coming in from St. Peter's.
Oh, Bob is just so good on this Doomfist. He's able to get picks even despite the... Oh, that's unfortunate there for Pavia and of course for Blob. Getting stunned out by the Ryan Charge and then hit by the Diva Self-Destruct. St. Peter's, they're going to have to get away and get through the door, trying to get back.
Yep, Grav Tire right here is available to St. Peter's, but I mean, Bear Boys gonna have a huge, no beat there.
Yeah, you don't have much of a beat when there's a Rip Tire there. Riggs going to just hit 2 and a D-Max, also just going to take down the Baby Diva and Cloud. Why not? He's just so good. Riggs just helping St. Peter's take it back 90% for Colorado.
All right, Riggs. Riggs was getting very upset that we were not calling their name enough here into this match. So showing up big now as they start their defense of the point. They just let go of the tire in the previous fight, already 62% up towards that next tire. What I'm looking for here, I mean, obviously you need to hold this sound barrier now for Rez's Graviton Surge, but you've got the window as well. This could absolutely get the rest of St. Peter's up to their next ultimates.
It is true. Here comes the Riptire from Cloud. Could be a game changer. It'll just take down the Immortality field, and Illicit and Funkmaster will both win their 1v1. Blob not to be outdone. It's the pick on the Bird Boys, but it might just not be enough. It's 2, but that's all of the picks that St. Peter's University can get. Colorado will take the point, start taking it up towards that 100%.
And they're going to have maybe one last contest here. I don't know if they're going to be able to get there.
They will not. The University of Colorado Boulder will take map 1 and take OP.
Yeah, 2-1 there. And man, University of Colorado came back with a vengeance there. After they dealt with the Pharah issue, they seem to be really well organized in their attacks and in their defense of the points. So, I mean, that was absolutely massive from them to identify the win condition for their squad there in St. Peter's. I mean, Blob right now is looking like a standout here in our quarterfinal match for St. Peter's University. And they, I think, have identified that as their hard carry. So, I mean, right now, if you're University of Colorado, you have got to make sure that you're on Blob duty at all times. And we'll see, you know, what the next map is going to be. It's going to be a hybrid map. They got a choice between Blizzard World and Kings Row. So, I mean, man, Colorado obviously wants to get that brawl in. I mean, they were absolutely stinky on their attack. Once they were able to bring the brawl into it, Funkmaster is absolutely putting up some stats right now on the Reinhardt. Ruby may have been my MVP for that map because she was absolutely taking care of the Pharah, getting a lot of damage mitigation. We saw some beautiful self-destructs as well. So, man, I mean, tank line via tank line, I think that I give the slight edge to Colorado right now, as we are going to head to Kings Row. So we'll see what St. Peter's decides to do, whether they're going to be on the attack or the defense here, as you well know. But I'll remind you once again that here in the EGF championships, we are going with loser picks the next map, and then loser also gets to pick the side. So there's definite strategy in this K-Wing. I'm very interested to see what we get here.
Definitely. I think that map choice is very important because Kings Row, we know a lot of brawlers played on Kings Row. There are other strategies, but Kings Row is very much a brawl map. But I do think that if that sort of side selecting is a bit of personal preference, do you want to come out and set a good example? Do you want to come out and really just say, like, we're not done yet, you know, bam, you know, finish the map really easily? Or do you want to make that statement by having a good defense? And it looks like Colorado, St. Peter's going to opt for the former, trying to get a solid offense in against the University of Colorado.
Yeah, I think that they've got to reset their mental here after losing the first map. I think they would have come out strong and take it to University of Colorado. Looking at their defense, I mean, we're kind of looking like a little bit of a brawl comp here. Bringing out the Reaper. Haven't seen the Edgelord very much here lately, K-Wing, so we'll see what kind of work he can get done on the Edgelord themselves. But Blob bringing out the Hanzo.
That is an interesting choice, not coming in on Hanzo, but, you know, I trust Blob at this point. I believe in Blob supremacy, and Blob is already getting so much damage, already at 40% and climbing on his ultimate. And it's just what he does best, it seems like. And St. Peter's seems like reversed the script, is Colorado taking an interesting flank to get to the point, giving up a whole pick and some. St. Peter's University getting all of these picks by Kid Daddy D on this Reaper. Already 75% to ult. We thought he was only a projectile player. Wrong. He can also play the Hanzo.
That's an unfortunate stagger right there. Illicit getting caught in hotel and absolutely flattened by Poviga on the Reinhardt there. I mean, look at these ult charges. The Nachos, 81% to the window. And if you are a DPS outstripping your supports in this meta right now, you are absolutely owning the day. Illicit will have their window when they get back to the fight.
Both Baptistes will have that window, so it's going to be a matter of who uses it first and who uses it best. Already, we have a waiting game. A lot of healing needed, and there comes Blob with the Dragon Strike to take out a few people. Thanks with Illicit and gonna take down Ruby. It's just so much damage from Blob.
I think right now, if you're the Buffaloes, you've got to get off this Reaper. I'm not seeing enough of the value of the Edgelord here. Bring out a May of your own. I think you're getting walled off way too regularly right now. You don't have the answering wall to kind of cordon off their tank line. So right now, you've got these things going in.
They're going to be staying on Reaper. University of Colorado, they do have two of their ultimates coming out. They're going to throw them out. They're going to really land much while I say that, and Cloud's Deadeye are going to land too. And that will be the University of Colorado pushing back St. Peter's pretty far. And this is a good spot for them to hold very long spawn times for St. Peter's.
Yep, and I mean, right now you're looking at Death Blossom. So, I mean, really pulling out Nacho's Immortality Barrier is going to be status number one. Min Min does have Sound Barrier to try and defend against it, but Self-Destruct is also on the table. So is Ruby hungry for an ice cream treat here, or are they going to suffer the effects of a blizzard coming in?
We'll have to see. Riggs going to throw out the blizzard. Will not be eaten by Ruby, and it's going to get two throws in. Funkmaster and Ruby. There goes the self-destruct, throwing it up. Gonna hit the floor, and it will do next res. Here comes the Death Blossom from Daddy D, and even though Ruby tries, it'll still tries. Even though Rez tries, it will still get that win. It's taken down by Blob. It's just disgusting. Daddy D will go down and watches has all the kills. He'll take down Cloud. He'll take down Illicit. Is there anything he can't do?
It's a 4K. Somebody clip it, because that was filthy from Blob. Just, you know, casually threw out the Dragons. Got one with that, and then just came around and Storm Arrow 3 people in their domes. And that's exactly what you needed to see. That's the aggression that you needed to see from St. Peter's. And now they're going to be able to round this corner in a hurry. Daddy D swapping over to a Hanzo of their own. So we're going to see Archer v Archer here. Deadeye is ready for Cloud, though, so they could get a stop here.
We'll have to see if Cloud's Deadeyes can be as massive as they have been. When it's so good, it's rounding the corner as well. Daddy D will get that early pick on amendment on the Lucio Res. Going to get D-Mech, not going to be saved by that Immortality Field. Will get taken down. There goes Res. And just so good on this Hanzo. These Hanzos are looking so good. Daddy D switching on quickly. Already has the ultimate.
Indeed, they do, and I mean, what I'm looking for right here, Nachos with the amplification matrix into this next fight. You could throw the Dragons through and amplify the damage out on that. Riggs also has a pulse bomb, so I mean, there's a lot on the table for them.
Oh, double E! Ruby just had a feast. Ruby just had a feast fit for a queen. Ate the pulse bomb, ate the dragon strike. She's gonna take down Riggs. The shatter will get 3 on the ground. It's disgusting. It's massive.
Oh, yes, Queen Ruby, what? All hail. Let's go. That was absolutely massive from the Diva player for the Puffs. They had a win condition set, and she just gobbled it all up. Done by. See you later.
I love how you were talking about how they have the Dragon Strike and they have the Pulse Bomb, and Ruby just hit right click and said, sorry, they have what? As there goes the Self-Destruct. It'll get the Immortality Field. There goes the Shatter from the going to find any on. Not going to find any on the ground. No, that's it. Going to take down both the DPS of St. Peter's and the University of Colorado. Is just going to run over St. Peter's. They will say no farther.
I mean, they entered this with 4.5 minutes, and we're already 2.5 minutes down of that. Min Min with a sound barrier up to deny the damage coming out of the Shatter and the Deadeye, but nothing much else looking for St. Peter's.
St. Peter's, they have the Lucio ult. Might be able to use that, but there's just so much the University of Colorado. Not to mention all of the incredible performances they've been having thus far. Comes Red. Going to remech. Has that self-destruct. Better. Nacho's going to throw in the Shatter from Funkmaster will find everyone on the ground. But there's no follow-up. There's no follow-up. Here comes the Dragons from Daddy D, as well as the High Noon Cloud will take down Blob. Somehow, all of those, even though all of those ultimates of St. Peter's were there, Colorado were able to win that fight.
They were, and I mean, what we're looking for now is less than a minute. They've got ultimates online, both DPS ults online once again.
Colorado only has that Diva self-destruct thrown up into the air, not to find any kills. But Master and Cloud will find picks of their own. They don't need the ultimates. Riggs will find one. There's just not enough time for them to use those ultimates that they have out into last fight territory. If Blob gets picked here, 13 HP in a dream. He needs to stay alive. Oh no.
Nope. Nope. Ruby throwing herself off the side there to make sure that she can get back into her mech and get back into the fight and get this damage mitigation going once again. Let's see if she's hungry for another tasty ice cream treat here, or if they're going to get it denied.
There goes the Blizzard. Ruby will not be able to eat it, but Cloud will throw in that High Noon Shatter, finding 2 on the ground. And now Rez will get that first pick. St. Peter's looking good. There comes the Dragon, trying to zone the members of St. Peter's off the point. It won't be thrown off fully. The Master will go down. And members of the University of Colorado, they're going to have to beat a retreat. They'll contest another day. Here comes Hanzo, just trying to stall out for a little bit longer. And they'll have to beat a retreat.
Yep, and I think Ruby might need to go over to the ball here, maybe to get out a little bit faster. I mean, Cloud's coming out on the Doomfist, so you're going to have that ability as well to get onto the point. Min Min does have this sound barrier, though, so that could be the page turn here and fight secure.
There it comes. Oh, everyone has it. There comes the window. Ruby has the self-destruct, gets thrown out on the point, and that's a dangerous ability. But you need to be on the point. Ruby is actually going to get that triple kill with the self-destruct, and that's just going to turn it all around for the University of Colorado. And off the back of some incredible Diva play, University of Colorado will hold 2 points, 69.94 meters.
I mean, come on. Come on. That is just clutch. The clutch plays that just came out of University of Colorado there in Point C were absolutely brutal to the mental of St. Peter's University. I mean, there is nothing more that you could do. They got their ultimates eaten. They got decimated by Deadeyes. They got decimated by the self-destruct. I mean, what else can you do? They had all the cards on the table to just take it. They invested the sound barrier to keep them up. I thought they had everything they needed to push it through and get all 3 points, but Ruby just said, nay, I'm not letting you have it. And so, I mean, St. Peter's got to come out here and they've got to be ferocious on their defense because, I mean, they just have to get it almost to the end and they're going to go on match point, semifinal point as well. And St. Peter's, you know, coming out with Riggs on the McCree and Blob on the May. So, I mean, the standard, what we have meta-wise right now is coming out for them. Man, Cloud really was impressive there in the last defense on this Doomfist. Let's see if they stay with that.
It looks like they might, since Witches could come in last second. Already, Bird Boys on the top, going to drop down. Cloud is rolling out on the Doomfist. Funkmaster on this Reinhardt. Strategy here is just run in and like 2 Mac trucks run into each other. These 2 teams are going to smash into each other. Both Maywell will come out blocking the other from going backwards, and Cloud's gonna find that first pick for Colorado on this Doomfist, and we talked about how good he was on it already. Blob going to get taken down again. And Colorado just had a strong first statement on the point. And the University of Colorado, I don't think St. Peter's is going to be able to contest, so University of Colorado will take the first point in really quick time.
You do have Deadeye to stop here, and I think that if you're St. Peter's University, you have got to hold this archway and not even let them get to Bookstore. But Cloud is looking for...
What?
Where is he at? I mean, he is way up in the background. Oh no, flashbang.
Uh-oh.
Yep, that is the bane of a Doomfist.
That it is. Riggs is just trying to get something on this High Noon while his team dies around him. Now here comes the dive, Ruby onto this Baptiste, just taking so much damage. There goes Riggs. Baptiste going to drop down low. Will be kept alive, but not for long. Eventually, Nachos will go down and get staggered out. That's brutal for St. Peter's.
it's just disgusting amount of destruction coming in here from University of Colorado. Win condition right now for St. Peter's, you've got to really eliminate Cloud first, and then you've got to get your walls set up. The walls placement has to be massive. You've got to really force out Immortality as well to stop this freight train from rounding the corner.
Thing is, this freight train has 5 ults. The Shatter! Got shattered out of here. Shatter. That was incredible from Funkmaster. It was like an Old West duel, but with Reinhardt Shatter, who's going to find Blob and D-Mac Rez. He's down. Cloud finds the pick onto Rig. Crucially, St. Peter's, they have no DPS now, so it seems like maybe a matter of time. Cloud is gonna get 2. He's just so good. Cloud will get 3 to pick up the point, and now 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock for the University of Colorado and St. Peter's. They've got to pull out a legendary defense.
They do have some tools to start that off with. Riggs still has the Deadeye online. Rez with the self-destruct as well. But right now, losing the Mei off the field, you lose that ability to cordon off the members of your team. Oh, yeah, you take that kill all day long.
That's unfortunate there for Cloud, but Illicit will take down Rez from that self-destruct. Will go down, there goes India, and like University of Colorado somehow, despite what should have happened, despite all the ultimates that they had, they're getting pushed back. Riggs gets taken down. Cloud is just so good. He's so amazing. It seems like anytime he should be losing, he wins. He wins all day. It's disgusting, and he'll get the kill with the ultimate as well. And this part still moving. There goes the high noon. It'll get Bird Boys, and Bird Boys of course gonna trade it for Rez. And Riggs has the hype, has the immortality shield, has the flashbang. He's barely able to kill Cloud. And yet has the shatter. Let's throw it out. It's gonna find 3 on no, that was Funkmaster Shatter. Funkmaster's gonna go down Illicit, using that window to just provide more healing and more damage from the Baptiste kit. Now coming in, Cloud. Oh, disaster! Cloud! Cloud feast or famine, and it looks like he's going hungry on that fight. An unfortunate missed rollout there.
Wonderful swaps here from St. Peter's as well. Blob bringing out the Doomfist to answer what Cloud was doing. Now Cloud swapping over to the McCree. So here comes the mind games. We're seeing the adaptations from Dope Peeps here as we round the corner again. 3:17 on the clock. They still have quite a few fights here to get it in. Min Min does have Sound Barrier to really deal with the damage coming in.
Oh, and Blob goes down. We've been loving Cloud so much we forgot how good Blob can be, and Blob's here to make us remember. Oh, he's gonna get 3. He'll try and take down the baby diva, but Rez is there to do it for them. And Cloud, it seems like, can do nothing against Blob.
Now, interesting swap here. Rez onto the Zarya, so the bubbles are obviously going to be there to not only facilitate Oviga on the Reinhardt, but also when Blob wants to get aggressive, you can throw that projected barrier on them, not only get the extra charge, but also really just give him that invulnerability that you need as a Doom player.
Absolutely, it does make me sad that we won't get to see any more Ruby eats, but still, Colorado University of Colorado, they have to do something, and Cloud getting that early pick onto the Doomfist, onto Blob is a good start. There goes Funkmaster as well. Get the pick onto the Vega, and Cloud will get the pick onto Riggs. The wall will drop down, and that's the good, the bad, and the ugly there. And looks like Cloud is going to be the good, and so we'll get that pick. We'll use the shatter, 2 people there, and there is the follow-up from St. Peter's. Funkmaster is still there, swinging for the fences, 2.16 meters. Won't be getting there today. with.
Oh man, I'm not sure what right now the University of Colorado can do, especially with Riggs coming out on this Tracer. Tracer's to be so hard to take down in this moment. You also see Rez swapping over to the ball for the stall. So now, you know, you're really looking at the additional CC of the pile driver coming in. So there's going to be a lot of work coming in, but Daddy D swapping to the Sombra here. I like this play, especially with the time that you've got it. That is a quick elimination.
That it is, you hack a Doomfist and he is just a sitting at 200 HP target, and there goes the hack onto the ball, and that is followed up, and Daddy D gets away with 9 health, and that's just exactly what you want. Going to use the Deadeye to, well, that was unfortunate for Bob. Tried to use the E ability of Doomfist. It got pooped up by Bird Boys, and then it got hit with a high noon, and the University of Colorado, they will get to their match point 2-0.
Man, the adaptations of both teams, I want to really point out that both teams are recognizing win conditions and countering it to the best of their ability. Like, Lob is just disgusting on this Hanzo. The timing, the patience, the waiting, the tracking, everything here, doing everything they can to keep their team up in these fights. And my goodness, I don't know what else that Blob could do to keep the team up and keep them out on the front foot, because they were just feeling so much pressure the entirety of King's Row. And I mean, the Cloud Show on the Doomfist, what has to be the highlight of that map. And then seeing the rotations of the DPS heroes come out, also looking at the tank lines being able to adapt as well to try to facilitate their DPS players to really bring out the maximum value of their heroes. I love the play and counterplay that's going on between these two teams right now. So map 3, after the break, man, this is going to be all to play for. We'll see you guys in just a few moments.
And welcome back. Before we went to break, we saw University of Colorado come out pretty strong, taking 2 maps against St. Peter's. They're looking for that 3rd and final map win, which is going to be Hanamura. Now, of course, Hanamura, you got that 2 CP. And last match, we saw a pretty explosive Hanamura. We saw the pretty good defense and then an amazing defense. So, bar is high for Hanamura, but I'm sure that these teams can clear it.
Absolutely. I mean, just the willingness of the teams to swap up comps when they recognize that they're not meeting a win condition or a hold position. They are really willing to just go ahead and throw the alt economy out the window and start anew. And I love the fact that, you know, they're willing to do that. It shows that, you know, they not only have a very versatile hero pool, but also that their understanding of the game is right up there where it needs to be. So we'll see University of Colorado come out again on the defense, bring out Daddy D on the Torbjorn. So we're going to be looking maybe for a little bit of tracer duty with the turret. Cloud bringing out the Mei this time. So we're obviously wanting to catch Poviga and maybe Rez behind a wall and let the rest of the team get their work done. And on top of it, Min is bringing out the Mercy, though. So we're going to have a damage boosted blob. They do not need any help exterminating people, so this might be a concern for University of Colorado.
Absolutely. I think Blob is terrifying enough, and now Blob has got a damage boost, but Ruby is going to be there to eat that dynamite, which is going to be crucial. You do not want Blob to be throwing out a damage boost with dynamite, because that can charge up the ult so fast. How just sitting there, waiting and waiting to set the trap, and there it is. There it is. Provisions is going to get run down. Is someone on the point? 50% Peters. Are they going to be able to? They're not going to be able to get a tick, but they're going to draw away the University of Colorado's attention. Ruby will take that pick onto Riggs and onto Riggs. Rez will go down. I'm getting a little confused there between Riggs and Rez. And I'm going to be sitting on the corner waiting for St. Peter's to come across and keep the defense going. And the Shatter will find Viga. Just not enough follow up. Here comes Daddy D with the multiple core, throwing it in. Gonna split up the members of St. Peter's, half of them front, half of them back. That was just so much damage that can come through from that multiple core. So Illicit will go down from Res, and that's just so dangerous. You do not want only Lucio heals. I say this is a Lucio main. Lucio cannot keep those heals going. Oh, Nachos goes down. That's crucial. And now, University of Colorado, they see their moment to strike. The shatter from Paviga will come free. Will there be enough to come back, though? Doesn't look like it as Paviga. He has 13 HP.
Oh no.
He's taken down by Riggs. Riggs is just sitting down mid, and they're doing it. They're doing it, by Jove, they're doing it. And Funkmaster is trying to keep this point alive, but Riggs will say no, sir. And St. Peter's University will get this point pretty far. But Cloud just comes in on the Doom, but it's disgusting what he can do, the danger that he can put anyone with 200 HP in. Kennedy would have broke in the Molten Core again, and Cloud and Ruby have been wreaking havoc on the members of St. Peter's University. And Taddy D will pile onto that. Riggs is gonna get chased down by this Lucio. Going to have to try and make an escape, or just jump off at this point. It looks like, well, it looks like Ruby and Birdboy will help them out with that.
What a stall. That's all I need to say. What a stall. They give up quite a bit of percentage there, but still, they have all the tools right now they need to deny this point. They were going to have the recontestability of Cloud with this Meteor Strike as well. Blob again!
Oh, Blob is so good at the video game. He's just so good at his video game, but so is Cloud. Cloud is just... I feel like as soon as I start talking about one person being good at the game, we just have to talk about so many different people. Blob is good at the game, Cloud is good at the game, Ruby is good at the game. They're all so good at the game, and they're just popping off.
Ant Matrix, Shatter into the next fight. Shatter. Ant Matrix for St. Peter's as well. Another Bob, almost in line for Blob. Last fight toucher. Here we go.
Here we go, indeed. There comes the Shatter. It's got two people on the ground. Illicit will go down. Funkmaster Shatter won't find anyone. He did actually charge Daddy D on the side of the map and doesn't fall off the map himself. And that will be a quick fight, and just barely right as overtime starts. St. Peter's will take objective A.
Coming into the next fight, though, we're looking at a Molten Core possibility for Daddy D. How do you path this? I mean, right now you've got Turret high ground, you've got Cloud high ground as well. They're gonna be able to pinch him down.
But you've got Illicit going down early, and that's just not good. It's not good at all. Illicit, of course, that Baptiste will come back quick due to the quick spawn of Hanamura point B defense, but big thing to lose to Baptiste early. Illicit is back, however, and here comes the Diva Bomb. He's going to right in, not going to find any picks that St. Peter's might want. And Daddy D will get a pick with the first, and Daddy D gonna get another pick and D-Max the Baby Diva, and a goodbye from Cloud.
Bob available for next fight. That's going to be an initiator. You could actually path your team on the high ground and throw Bob onto the point and force the rotation out of the University of Colorado. But this Molten Core from on high, that's going to be a massive problem, especially if Rez does not get enough heat onto it. They haven't been in position to really gobble up any of the Molten Core here lately, so we will see if they have the ability to do that again. Miss on the Dynamite from Blob, that's like the first miss today.
It feels like Blob just does not miss during that command from Rez. Now, a lot of ultimates could be coming out here. Here they go. Riggs has the tactical visor, trying to use it to get any damage going, but Cloud trying to drop it in, not gonna do anything. Daddy D has the Molten Core to coat the point in, and Funkmaster, though, will get the charge kill. There goes Bob, and it's just a ball on the point. A lot of trades. That's good for the University of Colorado, but they have a much faster spawn than St. Peter's. The Diva will remech, but she'll just get evaporated, and Rez will get taken down. there goes that St. Peter's University attack, and they are on last fight territory here.
Absolutely, they are. We see the Widow swaps coming out for both sides. And Cloud already 63% to the Infra side. So we'll see what they can get. Nice sightline here from Riggs. You've got to be careful.
Absolutely, that could be deadly from Riggs. Not seeing any kicks from it, but Cloud has just been deadly on this Widowmaker. These Widowmakers are holding eyes of a needle at this point, seemingly. Well, we're just gonna have to see who can thread it first. Bob will get thrown onto the point. There goes the window from St. Peter's. They're trying to get something. Bob will get that pick onto Lucio, and it could be Cloud. Cloud is gonna get big onto Riggs. There's hope yet for University of Colorado to hold on. Resurrection will come in on the blob. Peters, they just have all the damage, all the power, and then we'll take down Ruby on the Mercy. The Shatter from Funkmaster. Only gonna find Nacho, but that just might be all they need. Padiga does find the pick onto Funkmaster. Won't be enough. And University of Colorado really able to hold St. Peter's University off 42 and only 42.9% on this first point.
Well, that's going to guarantee that we don't have a draw for certain now. So, I mean, St. Peter's University, I love the swaps once again. I mean, Blob had a pretty singularly spectacular performance on that Ashe. Once again, the tracking of this player is absolutely phenomenal. So, what I'm looking to see, is how does University of Colorado deal with that threat? I mean, we'll be seeing what they decide to bring out on the defense for St. Peter's University. Let's see. Yep, we're going to see the Ashe once again. I like the Ana pick. I think that here on Hanamura, especially when you're having to fight in these enclosed quarter places, really the value of the biotic grenade goes up tenfold. As long as Ruby is not super hungry. Once again, we've seen them have a buffet today so far with damage mitigation and eating ultimates. So, Symmetra, oh boy, rearing their ugly head up here once again. And, man, Nachos, boy, you're going to have some massive anti-nades here to keep University of Colorado from taking this point quickly.
Absolutely, that is the danger of the teleporter. You throw in a dynamite, you throw in a Diva micro missiles, you throw in an anti-nade, you can hit 4, 5, 6 people with those area of effect abilities. That will charge your ultimate so fast, and it will do so much damage. Remember, it's the University of Colorado. Where are they going? They're gonna teleport up to the high ground over to the side. And oh no! Cloud gets the early pick on the Doomfist onto the Mercy. He's gonna get another on the blob, just taking down the Ashe Mercy combo by themselves. Oh, goodbye. Vega is just so good with his line charge, able to knock people off without flying off himself. But you know who's good? Cloud, and Cloud is just there to prove it to us. Gonna get an assist onto Riggs as well.
I mean, that's lightning fast. 603 to take just a little over 40% of point B. And Briggs has swapped off the Torbjorn, bringing out the Cowboy. We'll see what kind of work they can get done with the Peacekeeper. But Cloud almost has Meteor Strike. You almost have the window as well. Blob, this is your time to shine, my friend.
This is gonna be very right. You are. This is Blob's time to. If there was ever a time to pull out a blob carry, this could be it. Daddy B with the coach gun and actually take them down. Not something you usually see since the April Fool's experimental. Funkmaster will take down Biggs as well. There comes the out. Not going to get any kills with the ultimate, but Illicit will find their counterpart. There comes the charge. Not going to get the pick on the Mercy. Just trying to stay safe. And they got picked off by the Doomfist last time, and St. Peter's, they will repel the University of Colorado's first attack, but Colorado has got a lot of ultimates coming into this next fight.
Namely this photon barrier. I think the photon barrier splits the point. I think you hold it for Ruby self-destruct so that you make them force them to one side and shatter them from the other. Especially if you can just take out the immortality barrier early. I mean, Valkyrie here, not going to do much for your team. I think Cloud now bringing out the McCree of their own is absolutely the call that needs to happen here. We can see the Deadeye come out, maybe force it through the amp matrix.
That is a deadly combination. Daddy teleporting to that structure right above point. Now Sunmaster has the shadow trying to get something going. Paviga shatters right into the shield and not going to get anything. And Colorado is just getting everything they want here. As will remech taking down the Immortality Guild. That self-destruct not getting as much as they might want. The Winston switch to try and stall, but it won't be enough. The University of Colorado Boulder will stand unmoving like a stone.
Boy, I mean, that was a very hotly contested last point there by St. Peter's University, but they do go down 3-0 here in our quarterfinal match. They will be going up in the semifinals next. I believe it'll be tomorrow or next week. So, looking at it now, I mean, you know, we've seen 2 3-0s here. We saw, you know, this one, you know, 4 versus 5. I expected it to be a little bit closer, but man, University of Colorado came out with a ferocity and an aggression that just, the fights could have gone either way a couple of times, especially Kings Row. I mean, I think that, you know, the standout performances from both the DPS duos really, you know, a pick here or there. We could be talking about a 5-map series, but it just seemed to go in the favor of University of Colorado. I think that the supports and Ruby. Let's talk about Queen Ruby here because, oh my goodness, had just a standout performance the Nom Nom Day from the Diva player. She absolutely is my MVP of the match. Nicely played, Ruby.
I think if I had to pick an MVP, I just feel like I can't. I feel like we spent the entire match just going from MVP to MVP. It's like, nah, it's going to be Cloud. Nah, it's going to be Rick. It's going to be this guy. Nah, I think it's Ruby. It's just, I can't pick. I cannot say there's one most valuable player because there were just so many good players and so many good plays. That incredible match from both of these teams. And St. Peter's should not feel any shame at all, as now University of Colorado into the semifinals. That will come Sunday the 24th. So next week. And they'll be facing the winner of the game that's currently going on right now, Rochester Institute of Technology versus St. John's. I'm not sure exactly the score of that, but it's going to be a really interesting game between Rochester Institute of Technology, of course, the number 1 seed coming in, and as I'm looking at it, it's 2-0 for Rochester Institute of Technology. Currently, so they're looking to be the favorites, but I think St. John's can always pull out an upset. But the University of Colorado, they've got there's a lot for them to do and a lot for them to prepare for, excuse me, and I'm excited to see how far they can go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. Our last match of the day is going to be number 2 seed Marist College versus the upstarts from the University of Cincinnati and SMG and company. Don't go away. We will be back with that last match in just a few moments.
Welcome back to the third and final match of the day here. We have UT Arlington versus Wichita State University. These are two teams that have placed pretty well in the bracket, of course, into our quarterfinals. These teams fighting for a spot in the semifinals will be facing off against the winner of Marist College versus University of Cincinnati. Of course, we saw that game earlier in the day. University of Delaware versus University of Cincinnati, of course. But now we're seeing UT Arlington versus Wichita State, and I'm pretty excited to see these teams. I think that both of them can put in a good fight. We've seen some upsets already today. We've seen St. John's take down DePaul. We've seen University of Cincinnati take down University of Delaware. So don't count Wichita State out just yet.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to start off in Lijiang Tower. That's our beginning map for all of our championship matches this season in the playoffs. So, you know, I mean, looking for what Wichita State brings to the table. Flexicon, obviously, or Flexecution, obviously, is going to be the road that leads them to the promised land. Star DPS player, got to see them in a 1v1 showcase and just absolutely had a wonderful time getting to know that player. Also UTA, I mean, they are ranked third for a reason. They have come in on a massive win streak coming into the playoffs here. So, I mean, it's all to play for. Trying to see if they can get into next weekend's semifinal weekend. We'll see if they can get it started here today. Lijiang Tower, we talked about it twice today already. I'll talk about it again. This is going to be a tale of three maps if we do go three maps here. You know, you've got Gardens, which allows for a lot of poke. You've got also the dive ability. You've got everything that you just want to bring it to the attention of your DPS, and the supports are going to have their heads on a swivel today because we've seen so much come out from the DPS today. I mean, it has been a DPS very heavy day today, and I don't expect it to change very much here in our last match of the day.
Absolutely. I think that, yeah, like you said, we've seen so many different compositions coming out in Lijiang that we're going to see these teams' true colors. We're going to see what they want to play. We're going to see what they're comfortable playing. And we're going to see how those compositions stack up against each other as we get into Lijiang, our first map, our first round, I should say, which is going to be Night Market.
Yep, I'm expecting to see Symmetra from both sides, maybe. We'll see. I think the teams are backwards as well. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's so I mean, looking at Wichita coming out with the Symmetra strat, gonna bring the let's see, we're gonna bring out the Junkrat with him and double shield. Kel and Fluffy but deadly could be absolutely huge here. We'll see what UT Arlington brings to the table here for themselves.
Both teams teleporting to point. It does look like that Wichita State will get there first, so they'll push out UT Arlington with the aggression. Arlington just tending to stay alive now as Wichita State has his point control and has that Junkrat to just spam down any choke for those foolish enough to walk through them without a shield. Already Whirler, though, so close to the shadow, won't be able to use it, though, as Foxycon will get that pick, and Colby on his Lucio is just decimating, and Colby is decimating on this Lucio.
Yeah, that was absolutely disgusting display coming out from UT Arlington, and I think right now it's going to be a Zarya diff. Creates is going to be allowing Ultra Polito to get aggressive with this Doomfist. That allied, that projected barrier is absolutely the key to them winning these maps.
Absolutely, and Flexecution already gets that pick onto Lord, just not able to use the shadow that they charge out so fast. And oh gosh, Ed is getting so many picks on this on the Symmetra. The Doomfist, just such a scary charge up sound when you push back with the state.
You're pulling out the immortality barrier of Seed very early as well, because of the pure raw output of damage coming from UT Arlington is just so massive.
That it is. Here comes the seismic slam from Arthur Toledo. Flexecution has his Riptire ready to use it, gonna send it up and above, gonna send it from the skies, and it'll find two. Both the DPS and UT Arlington have been evaporated courtesy of Flexecution and Flexecution. They are not done. They're going to get some more damage in and help Wichita State take the point.
And it was a very cheap fight for them as well. Just investing the tire into it, taking both sources of DPS out of the equation from UT Arlington was exactly what they needed to do. Now Dez swapping over to the May, so now you're going to have the walling off, the cordoning off of Fluffy the Deadly. Kellic really needs to watch the flank side coming in from Ultra Polito.
Definitely, that's the danger here. The window, the Graviton can create so much damage going to come in from it. These ultimates, and UT Arlington just has the aggression and has this mechanical skill. Ultra Polito finding the pick onto Seed as well is just such a dangerous play. And to the State, they have a lot of work to do if they want to keep this point or keep this round.
Yeah, and it looks like Kel is going to get caught out on the side here behind the wall. Team does come up to save them in time. Look at this damage, though, just pouring in, and it was such an expensive last fight for them. They really only have just the Supercharger and the High Noon to come out.
The Supercharger High Noon is a deadly and dangerous combo, but here comes Flexecution's tire. It'll get Colby. That's all it'll find. Flexecution is not done. Going to find two throughout the fight. On fire, of course. It's Flexecution. They're just doing so well on this Jungle Crash. And Wichita State, they've got to hold on to this because it's 99% for UT Arlington.
Yep, and I mean, Meteor Strike available to Ultra Polito in this next fight. You don't have anything really to pair it with. You might be able to pair it with the Blizzard, but you've got an Immortality Barrier to worry about. You've got shields to worry about, especially if Kellic fortifies and gets out of the Blizzard. So you've got a lot of win conditions here to really lean into.
Well, you have the Window Fire Strike, and Wichita State will land that early onto Dez. They'll charge the ultimate, just the passive generation, but not going to be able to use it. Wichita State will push out. They're holding really hard on this point.
Yeah, I like the positioning that they're taking up right now, taking more of an aggressive push. I would come out and meet them, but you've got to watch out for Blizzard. Blizzard is going to be the end-all, be-all here for them.
Oh, there goes the Zarya already. Persecution is just so good at playing this Junkrat, and it's causing mayhem. But Ultra Polito is pretty good at causing mayhem himself, and that'll be the fight. And UT Arlington, they'll take the point. Overtime will start to tick down, and can anyone even touch? The answer is no.
Oh, absolutely heartbreaking there for Wichita State. They did so well to get the point back. They got it to 99%. So just off this little metric here, if this is what we're going to see all day, this is going to be a very long day because nobody is willing to give up the fight. Even when the fight is lost, they're still committing resources into them. I think of maybe a quicker disengage from Wichita State University there once they lost the first member. If you get out soon, I think that you have a chance to maybe recontest quicker, maybe get somebody onto the point. But you know, it is what it is. 1-0 here on Lijiang to UT Arlington, and I mean, we're going to see the Symmetrus coming out once again. Will there be a swap off of that? We'll see Kellic going over to the D.Va now. I like this swap. You're going to be able to eat so much damage.
Both teams are going to teleport to the point again, just like we saw on Night Market. UT Arlington, of course, like we just saw, won that. Obviously, it's going to go down. Deep Mech is hell. But now, Bradley going to get taken down, and it's just all UT Arlington in the kill feed, which just stayed. It's a team kill for UT Arlington.
That's a Zarya diff there. That is a Zarya diff if I ever saw one. Just the ability to mitigate the damage coming in and build up your own charge and become a third DPS for UT Arlington. That was absolutely crucial to them. Bringing in the Zarya player creates almost 75% to this Graviton Surge already.
Only 81% is a dangerous game, especially when Kel is only on 30% to their ult. And of course, this ultimate's charged differently, but that's really big difference. 4 crates versus Kel. There goes. The immortality field's gonna come out early, and there's a lot of ults just waiting for that to go down. It doesn't even seem like UT Arlington need them, besides the Meteor Strike from Doomfist will come out, will take down the turret, but that'll be all that UT Arlington uses, and they're coming up on 5 ultimates now.
I mean, this is just a compositional difference between the two teams. Kellex is going to have the eat of a lifetime here to deny the damage coming in from the Graviton Surge, but you also have to worry about a Shatter as well. So, I mean, you can really begin this fight with a Photon Barrier to deny the damage coming in and then just lay loose with all the rest of your ults.
A lot of ultimates on both sides, I should say. Oh, that was a teleport Shatter! That was disgusting from which is a state that still, the first to go down is still fully valid. And now, and still which in a state that are starting to pick up health and execution, both finding hits of their own. Now, we're all on the point that beat from Voxcon will come out to keep the members of which to stay alive. Charge from Warlord will land on the Kel, but won't take them down. 99% for UT Arlington, so they're probably going to have to start to retreat. Kel will use the self-destruct, but there's some picks for UT Arlington. This could be big for them, and they could get an early recontest. They need to take down this teleporter, though, because that's going to be destructive, and that's representative of their point control right now. They have that teleporter up, and UT Arlington, they can't deal with it, so they respawn, even if they kill something like that, which is big. They need to get a quick fight win, otherwise that teleporter is going to be big, and it looks like they actually might. Point flips over, 99% overtime taking down. Zarya trying to get in, but it's just barely going to be enough. Most support is there to protect them. The Graviton Surge thrown out from crates, and it's just the Wrecking Ball spinning to win, but they won't be spinning for long. They're not going to be winning for long, as UT Arlington, they will take the second point. They will take the first map.
I mean, it was just compositionally different there. I think that creates on the Zarya right there, staying such high charge and getting that early grab really set the tone for UT Arlington there. I mean, Lortler on this Reinhardt, you know, just absolutely laying waste with the shatters, with the placement as well of the shielding, and managing that shield so long. Just had a fantastic first map here. Didn't get to see the Brawl map, which I thought we were going to see. I thought we were going to see 3 maps there, but I mean, as it stands, man, UT Arlington, that was singularly dominant coming out of them, and Wichita State's got to go back to the board and figure out what it is that they need to change here to bring themselves level with UT Arlington. Our next map is going to have a choice between Blizzard World and Kings Row. We've seen Kings Row twice today. Loser picks the map, and they also pick which side they will be on, defending or attacking. If I am Wichita State right now, I think that we should definitely go to Blizzard World because they got out-brawled. They absolutely got out-brawled. Now, I don't think we'll see the Symmetra again. We could. I've seen some Symmetra strats on Blizzard World, and I've seen it on on Kings Row as well. So it could be either or. But man, I mean, UT's brawl right now, Ultra Polito on that Doomfist was absolutely executing the members of Wichita State. They didn't have an answer for that. And I mean, the turret of Flexecution didn't get enough done. I mean, you had, you know, Builder Comp coming out from Wichita State, and it just didn't get enough damage in there. I mean, the Molten Cores, absolutely, you got a lot of value out of that, but it just wasn't enough to overpower the sustain and the aggression coming out of UTA.
Absolutely, UTA had so much aggression, and that's the name of the game when you're playing Brawl. When you're playing Brawl, there's 3 things that matter, and it's aggression, 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 and UTA had that. They had the aggression, they played it so well, but they didn't play dumb aggression. That's something I see some people kind of mixing up. They mix up aggression with pressing W whenever. It's not it. and UTA they knew when to press their W's, and they did. We're going to be going to Kings Row, which is an interesting choice, in my opinion, from WSU, but they've definitely got something up their sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, and as we head in, we see Wichita State. They're going to be on the defense here. So bring out what we now know as the standard meta right now here with our brawl comps. Kellic kind of got outmatched by Creates in the off tank role last map. So let's see how they do here. Bring out a May and a McCree to deny the damage coming in, hopefully to cordon off Lortler and Creates on this tank line.
That is the hope, and now coming in, Toledo on this defense, we saw so much damage coming out. The Maywall will come in, not going to be able to get a punch there. Toledo will try, and now in closed brawl space, it's tiny Overwatch, and Cal is not doing good. Going to get DMX already. Now, the wall from Execution is going to have a little bit of holes inside, so this state might actually get knocked off of there.
Oh my lord.
Not having fun, and Dez is just going to cut through members of the state. UT Arlington will drive through and take point A.
That was measured aggression at its finest, and they absolutely took it to them. Ultra Polito going pretty low there. Lortler getting a nasty stagger kill. I don't know if they're going to be able to take it back into this next fight. Early shatter from Lortler.
They're so aggressive here, and they were able to catch out members of UT Arlington. UT Arlington, you're going into point C. You barely unlocked the payload.
Man, this is singularly concerning for Wichita State University here. Kellic now abandoning the Diva in favor of mirroring the Zarya of Creates, but you are so far behind in ult economy right now. Foxacon's 30% behind Colby on the sound barrier as well, so they're not going to have anything to defend against this Graviton Surge.
Oh, here comes the grab. They have the immortality, so not as much, but the grab Blizzard's there. It'll outlast the immortality field, and they're just there, and the Baptiste just pushing the cart and dancing his way there.
Yeah, that was just a disgusting amount of aggression there. It was expensive though, but I mean, it got him the fight win. It got him, around the second corner here. So now, Dynamite. Let's see if you can land a massive Deadeye here.
That's the name of the game. Got a lot of skulls there. Not gonna find much. There comes the slam from Ultra Polito, but Dynamite's gonna find the Baptiste and the Doomfist on this McCree, but Dez is gonna answer back by finding both of the tanks. Dez is just incredible on this May, and just finding all the hits you could want. The Blizzard will come out, and Flexecution will say, I can do that too. And Dez is still here for UT Arlington. Will they be able to get something? No, Flexecution will stay firm. UT Arlington will have to retrieve.
Yep. Flexecution saving the day there with that well-placed Blizzard and getting 3 kills to clean up the point and stop the aggression, and that's exactly what they needed as they're facing a massive time bank possibility here from UT Arlington. Nothing on the board other than Dez's Blizzard, so Foxicon has the sound barrier to defend against it. And Fluffy, let's see you land a shatter, my friend.
Well, here it comes. Well, Fluffy's not going to be landing much of a shatter when they're dead. Blizzard going to catch out Kel, so that's both the tanks for Wichita State. We saw them in this position before, and they did come back from it. Dynamite has the high noon, trying to get something going with it. Not going to find anything, but will shatter the shield of Wordler on UT Arlington. Now UT Arlington trying to get down the supports, focusing that Baptiste seed, trying to keep alive, won't stay that way for long. Ultra Polito will take down seed and just the Reinhardt, for fun. And let's just get both the tanks. Why not?
I mean, Lortler right there, even with all the damage coming into him, WM1, no right click, no shield needed. I'm just gonna take this fight as I want it. And look at the ultimate economy for UT Arlington. They've got the window. They're going to use that aggressively to push into Wichita State University. I really am looking for this Space Jam combo to come out from UT Arlington in the next fight.
Let's see, there goes the Graviton. Both teams are caught in it. There's a shatter from, well, we're not going to find anyone. Apparently people, oh no, Fluffy Butley, no. That's not what you want. You had that shatter advantage, but just going to get taken down, thrown into the air. Creates has the charge, has the damage, and is going to chase down the Zarya and the Baptiste of Wichita State. Respawns are coming in, so Creates needs to be smart and actually gets both Zarya and the Baptiste. UT Arlington can do no wrong, it seems, and they're going to push through with 2 minutes and 41 seconds on the payload.
And Ultra Polito right now on this Doomfist is just making my skin crawl. Let me also mention that Creates probably sitting average charge for that first round, probably sitting on 65-70% average energy. We saw them so many times at 100%, just lasering people down. 3 grabs. They actually got another grab there after letting loose with it earlier. Just nothing but right clicks. I mean, right clicks, and then if you need to laser somebody down, it's there. So I think for Wichita State, I mean, you're going to have to match the Doom. Sombra could be a very crucial part of Washington or Wichita State being able to change this around. If you can get the Doom tech off the table and just keep him, on the ground, and not being able to pounce around your backline, I think that's a massive upgrade for your DPS right now. Take care of Ultra Polito, and then you start taking care of the problem that UT Arlington is presenting to you. Other than that, you go in on Creates and stop the barriers from coming out, because that charge right now is absolutely assassinating you. So right now, you've got to deal with Ultra Polito, you got to deal with Creates, because Creates is just throwing that projected barrier on Ultra Polito, letting him get in there, and he's getting the extra armor too as well. It's so massive coming out there.
Absolutely, and now UT Arlington on the defense, pressure's off a bit to them, and Wichita State, they've got to do well here. They have to get going. Execution going to get walled off. Does have the wall tech. Is going to do a lot of damage onto Wichita State's tanks. Not going to take them down. The Immortality is there. Execution gets a pick onto Polito. There goes the Doomfist, and that was such a problem. Dynamite finds Super Juice as well. That's important. Fluffy Butley's gonna get free and help Wichita State to get a similarly fast time to UT Arlington.
That was beautifully done there. I mean, the wall that came out from Flexecution, are you kidding me? And then just the shots coming from Dynamite, absolutely spot on what they needed. That's going to be an early window coming out from Seed, though.
Early window, but it will facilitate Dynamite finding Wartler. And when you're up that far, that pick is massive. There goes the pick onto Ultra Polito again. Hell is there, and just they've identified that dangerous player that we were talking about. They identified Ultra Polito and they said we need to shut that Doomfist down, and they have.
Aggressive window here, trying to deny the corner from UT or from Wichita State. I like the fact they just kited away from it, waited for it to wear down, and now they're going to have their own to go into it.
That dude, the Blizzard gets eaten. Hell eats the Texas Blizzard. Dynamite gets the pick on the Wartler. And all of a sudden, this momentum, the little ults that UT Arlington have are gone. Bates does have the Graviton, but are they going to be able to throw it in and have any follow-up? Bates and Lord are both close to their ults, but it's not going to be enough. As now, Wichita State, they're pushing forward, and Dynamite gets picked off. This could be massive. It could be a sign of destruction for Wichita State, and they're actually just going to back off immediately.
Yeah, smart kite back. Try to get your McCree player back in there. Trying to use the Zarya tech to get up on the high ground, not making it up there 3 tries. You struck out there, Creates. But, I mean, Space Jam combo available here. Sound barrier not too far away for Colby. What I'm looking for here, I mean, shatter into a bomb. That could always work. You also have your own sound barrier to deny the damage coming in.
absolutely that Space Jam combo, that Zarya ultimate, Doom versus ultimate combo could be deadly. Ultra Polito's actually going to get taken down from below. There goes the Graviton. There's a lot of people in it. The beat will come out, but Ultra Polito gets stunned and taken down. Great from UT Arlington from Colby. Won't help against Kel's Diva Bomb. It's just massive. And Kel will take down the Baptiste as well. And those tanks will run over UT Arlington.
This is exactly what Wichita State needed to do. They needed to get aggressive. They needed to just press into them, wait out cooldowns. Beautiful sound barrier once again from Foxycon. That was absolutely massive, but they are going to be facing a Blizzard and a Shatter from Lortler.
Absolutely. If any of these divas can eat the Blizzard, it will be massive. Lortler waiting on this corner, gonna spray for good luck. And for a good Shatter, trying to get the flank. There goes the window onto for Seed. For the Blizzard. Oh, it's eaten! How? Dez trying to play this smart, gonna get the Blizzard eaten and gonna get booped off by Foxycon. And now, the State, they're just pushing in. It's disgusting and a disaster coming out for Dez of UT Arlington.
Oh, Dynamite's starting to get heated up here on the McCree. Trades coming back and forth, though. This could actually favor UT Arlington in the recontest here, but Fluffy Buddy takes down the Diva. That is going to be a massive amount of damage mitigation off the board.
Wichita State aren't pushing back, however. They don't have the numbers that they want. They're trying to kite this out. They'll be re-engaging very soon, and in fact, here they come. Focus 266 now. This fight could decide who has the advantage coming in the next match. Here comes Toledo with High Noon trying to find something, someone, but the Diva's there, Kel is there, the Shatter will find a few on the ground, and Wichita State, they're gonna keep this going. Will they finish with more time than UT Arlington? Carts moving. Is there anyone there to stall it out? No. They will finish with 17 seconds more, which means they get to attack first.
That is a massive clapback from Wichita State. I absolutely love the aggression that came in and the eats from Kel. Oh my word. Nom 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 all day long for Divas today. This is the second standout performance that we've seen from a Diva player today. And now Wichita State get to defend first. Man, let's see what they bring out on their defense. Let's hope that they can have a little bit better than what we saw on their first point. I think that you come out with the Zarya here if you are Wichita State University on the beginning. But we're going to see the Diva because Creates absolutely lasered down the opposition on their first attack, bringing out the Zarya. So, I mean, you're running a risk here, bringing out the Diva, especially if Creates goes back and swaps over to that Zarya. So right now, you know, UT Arlington, they're sitting in the driver's seat a little bit, especially Zarya diff. If they do bring it out and there is the swap right now, I expected to see that. So let me just point it to you. Kellic is going to have to really watch what's coming out from Creates. They're going to have to focus down Creates and Ultra Polito once again on this Doom Zarya combo.
I really want to see more of that Space Jam combo that we were talking about. The Zarya Doomfist combo is deadly. We saw it a lot in the Overwatch League Season 2 championships when Bunker was pretty popular. Tez gets down to 4 HP, needs some healing desperately when they eventually get it, but that was a scary moment at the time of your eyes go wide a little bit. Oh gosh. And the Immortality Field from Super will come up early. It will absorb a lot of damage, but it won't help Ultra Polito, who goes down. So will Dez. There goes both the DPS for UT Arlington. Foxycon is just doing so well, and Colby, these Lucias are playing really aggressive, but Colby is chunking down Flexecution, just taking down that Lucia. And anyone who's played Overwatch knows how hard a Lucia wall riding is to hit.
You know, and here's the big kicker. Kellic is going to have self-destruct in one of these fights.
That is true. Dueling windows and Super Juice is going to fall early. There comes the shatter, and it's gonna land 4 on the ground. And Wichita's State, they've got all the tools they need. They're coming up on 4 ultimates, and UT Arlington is barely coming up on 1.
Okay, so Creates is not getting the same value out of the Zarya that we saw last time. They're just not shooting into the bubbles this time. So the charge is not there. The gravity surge charge is not moving up because you're not landing the right clicks because Helic is just eating them.
Absolutely dead has this blizzard, and if anything needs, if they can get anything done, it needs to be with that blizzard. The self-destruct, not gonna find anything. There's execution with the blizzard. Lucio is caught in it, but gonna get bubbled and hiding away right in that corner. Will find the pick onto the Reinhardt, but here comes Dez with the blizzard. There goes. Percentage is ticking up. They will just barely not. They won't get the won't get a first tick until they get rid of these staggers on the point. Looks like they will. UT Arlington, by the skin of their teeth, looks like they will keep this going with an overtime payload push.
Yep, indeed, that is going to be the case here. Got a little bit of rubber banding here on my stream. Oh my goodness, but here we go, back into it. Yeah, I mean, they have to stay on the card at all times now. So if you're Wichita State, you've got to land some combos here.
Oh, Ultra Polito just finds Dynamite in the Doom Fist, and an interesting interaction there with Ultra Polito getting hit by the Rain Charge. Ultimately going to use the ultimate just to escape. One of the good things that Doom Fist ultimate is used for. Seed trying to keep Reinhardt alive, but just can't. UT Arlington, this card is still moving in a strong overtime push.
Yeah, this is going to be a very dynamic time for UT Arlington. They have the window also to really just stop the aggression coming in from Wichita State. They've got a shatter as well. So, I mean, they've got everything to play for here. They've just got to get bodies on the point and stop them from getting to second point. I don't think they're going to do it.
They are going to contest, though, but the cart will reach that second point. And that's crucial because it doesn't change the defender spawn, but it changes the attacker spawn to be much, much closer. Now, UT Arlington is threatening to finish the map again.
Yeah, and Dez has outstripped Flexecution on the Blizzard generation here, getting it faster than Flexecution does into this. They can throw it in the back and try to catch him out.
Again, trying to not get that Blizzard eaten, as will throw out the Blizzard successfully. The Reinhardt slowed down, but here comes Flexecution's Blizzard. Almost didn't see it there, but Oxycon and Seed both get picks of their own. There goes Flexecution, and with the spawn so close, this will favor Wichita State. Even if this card stops moving here, which it's not, it's still moving. UT Arlington creates now at 100 energy, will get shattered. It's just not there's so much shielding there, or it will shatter, will take down Kellen. It's just so much damage. All of Wichita State are just melting away like you put a snowman in the oven. UT Arlington, I think they're gonna finish this match here. There's just nothing left to stop them. They'll finish the map in overtime, going through both point B and point C without losing a fight. We talked about a clapback from Wichita State. UT Arlington just like broke the sound barrier.
Initiating match.
Oh man, it's good. I mean, man, Wichita State is going to be up against it here. And once again, it was the Zarya difference. It was the Zarya difference, the high energy, the allied bubbles going out onto Ultra Polito to let them get ultra aggressive. And I mean, that was just the difference. I think it was just the Zarya difference right there. The bubbles, the high energy charge, just being able to melt down Kellic in the Diva. I mean, you can't DM that beam. And just we saw the target focus go on to Kellic so many times in that last fight. Just couldn't seem to stay in the mech long enough.
Absolutely. And now we're coming on to When Wichita State, they need to pull out a legendary attack here. UT Arlington, they just need to put a stop to Wichita State at one point during overtime. Wichita State need an incredible attack.
I mean, it's going to be all to play for here. They got 2:17 on the clock. Nothing changing from UT Arlington here. I am really looking for, the adaptation here from Wichita State.
Absolutely. And now coming in, the wall will put Buffy in danger there. He will be taken down. Dynamite as well. Gonna find the pick onto Ultra Polito. But Wichita State, they're suffering. Not even going to be not doing well on this first point. Going to get repelled on their first attack.
That they do indeed, and we saw UT Arlington get their first attack just straight out the gate. And it was a Zarya difference there, and I think it's going to be a Zarya difference here again.
That could be, but this is similar to what we saw from UT Arlington's attack. They pushed the entire Streets phase in overtime, so you can't count these teams out ever. UT Arlington, they're making a strong showing that they're just going to keep on rolling. Ultra Polito is a delight to watch on this Doom Fest.
I mean, look at the ult charges right now. I mean, you've got Shatter available for Lortler. You're going to have Blizzard into the next fight. You don't have the sound barrier to defeat it either, so you're going to have a lot of issues coming through this.
We'll see what UT Arlington does with their ult. Dez is going to pop that Blizzard early, going to freeze up Fluffy Buckley, and Bakugan and Fluffy will both go down for execution as well. Getting into last fight territory for Wichita State. It's now or never for them, but it seems like Lortler wanted to just be never, as that Shatter will come out and take them really staggering.
Yeah, I mean, Kelly Gill's probably not going to be able to get back into the mech here. And you've got Gravity Surge coming up with one right-click landing. You got to get this Deadeye out. You got to get so much out right now just to get us into overtime.
Oh, the Graviton comes out. Here comes the Space Jam, potentially. What about the execution? Are going to find both the support of UT Arlington. This is massive. The Shadow find two on the Buckley. It's exactly like what we saw, and it looks like Lortler will take down Fluffy Buckley, but still, Wichita State gonna take the point in overtime. Now, you've got to do exactly what UT Arlington did. They need to go through the Streets phase and 2-point seed in overtime and not lose any fights.
Now look, if there was ever a time for you to eat a Blizzard, it would be right now. You had to invest your sound barrier in the last fight. You don't have it online. Lortler's going to have a Shatter coming into this next fight. One Fire Strike will get them there. The saving grace here, though, Kellic has a self-destruct. So you might be able to not only get some nom-noms here, but you might also be able to get a self-destruct and really clear the Streets phase.
That could be FC. There they come. Window put up high. Now, see these two teams get off. Will fall first, then the bomb from Caligo will take down Colby. Wichita State, they're gonna keep this payload moving with a team kill.
Self-destruct and a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Got the immortality barrier into the mix. So, I mean, coming into next fight, what I'm looking for, Lortler, Shatter, Ultra Polito, with this Meteor Strike almost online, we should be looking and seeing what they get out of this. This could be a very dynamic last fight.
They want to get to this payload to not let it reach that end. We talked about how that changes the attacker's stun. So there goes the Shatter from Lortler. Won't find anyone out. But he does have the Shatter now. Ultra Polito has the Meteor Strike, gonna throw it up into the air, but the Shatter is there onto the members of UT Arlington. Multiple on the ground. Here comes the beat drop from Foxycon onto the four remaining members of Wichita State, including himself. Now the respawn's coming in, but oh no, the card almost going down the overtime wick, burning and burning away, and UT Arlington will go to match point 2-0.
What a dynamic fight from both sides there. Creates though, the Zarya diff was absolutely huge there. I mean, look at this, just so much value gained. Look at the charge, look at the lasering, everything was there for them. They absolutely had it, and I mean, they had it in spades. So, I mean, they are sitting on match point now. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Oh, no break? No break. Okay, no breaks.
No break.
So, we are going to wait for the next map, which is going to be Assault map. It's going to be Volskaya or Hanamura. We've seen Hanamura twice today. I mean, we always call it Dralskaya. So, I mean, I think Hanamura probably is where we're going to go. Man, I thought Wichita State had the push there. The sound barrier that came out from Foxicon just wasn't enough to keep them up through the fight, and that amplification matrix once again coming out of UT Arlington, winning the day again. This is on a razor's edge. And I just thought we were going to get all full 6 points there, but no. We're now going to be on 2-0 for UT Arlington, the 3 seed. Man, waiting for the next map. I mean, your thoughts, K-Wing, what will we see in our next map?
I think if you're looking at Wichita State, you have this hope. There's good plays there, and we saw it throughout. We saw it in their first round attack. Heck, we saw it in their final round attack. We saw a really good play, and we saw that they can take these fights against UTA and that they can win them. So they need to keep doing what they're doing in those fights. They need to keep the aggression on. And they need to be looking for mistakes in UTA's play.
Yep, and we're going to go to Volskaya. So we get to see a different map here today. Oh, man. I mean, if we're going to keep seeing the comps that we're running right now, Ultra Polito and Creates right now are the bane of Wichita State's existence right now. That's got to be the target focus on them. I mean, I don't know if Dynamite has the Sombra in the kit. Maybe Sombra could be a good counter to not only the Zarya but also to the Doomfist. But I mean, it just depends on what their flavor is as far as, you know, how they want to try and deal with Ultra Polito, because Ultra Polito has just been absolutely living in Wichita State's back line rent free, and you love to see it. But I think that we'll see some adaptation here from WSU.
Yeah, I mean, you love to see it. I love to see it. I don't think Wichita State loves to see it. As look at map 3 Volskaya. This is do or die for Wichita State. If they win this map, if they lose this map, they're done. They will be going home without. They will not be winning EGFC Season 2 championship. UTA, they're looking to shut out WSU. So this is very important for both these teams. UTA, they want to get that shutout. WSU, they got to win to stay alive.
All about shutting down the Zarya Doomfist combo for them. That's what we're looking at. You know, we've got to see them be able to shut down Ultra Polito and Creates. I think that's their win condition right now if you're Wichita State, because they're just getting away with so much against your team. I'd like to see Kel come out on a Zarya of their own out the gate. Because you can, I mean, I understand the negation of the damage coming in. I understand trying to negate the value of a Blizzard, trying to eat that. We've seen the eats come out. I'm not denying the value of Kel's Diva. I just think that the Zarya right now, if they're going to continue to run it, they have to expect it and they have to deal with it accordingly, because right now, you know, it's a beam versus a defense matrix, and it's just not working.
Definitely, as we get into the Assemble Heroes phase of Volskaya, what could potentially be our last map of the day here between Wichita State and UT Arlington. We're seeing some interesting changes coming out from both these teams. We've seen a lot of rush today. Now we're getting into the dive.
Attackers incoming in
I mean, I'm not hating it. And I like what Wichita State's bringing out here. You've got the Echo, so you're going to be looking for a duplicate there. I mean, you're going to have a damage boosted Ash. That's never a bad thing. Also, the anti-nade will come to bear here on UT Arlington. I also like the tank line because here's what you can do with the Wrecking Ball and the Zarya. You can let him get in there. You can pop him with a bubble. Let him get his damage. Let him get his roll through. And then he can pop the adaptive shielding to get himself out of danger, rinse and repeat. This could be a very dynamic tank line if they execute it properly.
We'll have to see if they do, as now and on the new-ish rules for them. Dez is going to go in, going to be taken down very, very low as Dynamite looking for that Tracer. Ash is such a dangerous character on the to a Tracer because one headshot, you're done. Lord are going to get taken down so low. The Ash focus beam is so close to them, but Execution won't find anything. But Ultra Polito is going to find Seed on the Ana, excuse me. And the resurrection will be there. Now, ultimately, I'm gonna find Tracer. To find out that Tracer. There goes the Nano onto Dez. Going to take down their alternate into execution, the recall right into the dynamite of Dynamite. And UT Arlington, they look to be doing pretty well on the attack. And they're going to take Objective A and roll into Objective B.
Oh, man, what a massive amount of damage that just poured in there from UTA. Fluffy but Deadly does have mines, though, to deny the aggression coming on to the point. What I'm looking for here, I mean, you've got to get Kellic up high on this charge. You've got to get them really working towards this Graviton Surge. A little bit ahead of Creates right now, though.
There comes the minefield. I'm talking about cutting off a significant part of that high ground. Arlington is going to go around and completely is hit with the anti-nade. Seed is so low, but execution goes through the stick and copying the Zarya by that little period. Invulnerability, execution buys Ultra Polito stick with the pulse bomb. That was incredible. That was big range.
Oh, this fight is absolutely devolving into madness. Fluffy but Deadly trying to get on Tracer duty here. Look at this tracking from the main tank from Wichita State. They're going to be able to stabilize here and just take what they need here, and they stabilize with 4:30 left on the clock. Man, Flexecution, 9,000 IQ with that duplicate to survive the stick from Ultra Polito.
That was so smart, and that just comes from playing the game and knowing your character's abilities like the back of your hand. That's how you get good at the game. That's just being good at the game. That's all that is, just knowing everything about your abilities, and that. Oh, poor Lord, they're going to get Nano, going to get poach gun by the Ash, and then right into the Graviton, and going to get slept as well. Going to use the final rage, going to get slept. Finally up and definitely angry about that entire sequence of events, such as the life of a main tank coming in on the dive, almost going to get the first seed, fly right away, and we find the pick on the Ana. Update. Pretty high charge, very dangerous. Only the Mercy for heal for Wichita State. Ana will be coming back soon, but Super Juice going to go down.
Yep, and I mean right now it's just it's a bit of a devolved fight here once again, as they are just not willing to disengage. UT Arlington investing a lot into this fight and not getting any results from it. Another minute and a half off the clock from Wichita State University, so this is exactly what they need to celebrate their win right now. And look at the freaking test once again. Dez just poking in the damage from afar. I mean, they're going to have the nano boost available going into this next fight, and I mean, Wichita State could absolutely solidify their stance right here.
Absolutely, they could. Dez firing those things around, trying to get that ultimate up onto. Trying to get that copy. It's such an important ultimate Execution will copy the Brigitte. Dez has so much charge and so much damage coming in. 2 Zaryas on the field and so many Gravitons can come out. UT Arlington pushing through. They will get their first tick. Now the staggers have to come in from Wichita State. Execution switching on to the Doomfist. UT Arlington just seems to be cutting through. And staggers that come on Execution go to try and do something. Just gets pulse bombed by Ultra Polito at the minute 5 on the clock for UT Arlington.
Oh my goodness. And they do it with just a little less than 2 minutes on the clock. So now, I mean, they have a absolute win condition set for themselves. Deny Wichita State point B and they take this map. They take the match and they take their spot in the semifinal. Wichita State needs to come out with lethality here. They need to come out with massive aggression and be able to take it to UT Arlington here. I mean, the both of the Echo players are Flexecution and Dez, putting on some pretty darn good clinks there using the Echo. I absolutely loved it. And Ultra Polito pulling out the Tracer. 2 stuck pulse bombs on point B. Got so much value from the little British hero. And I mean, you looking at the same thing coming out from UT Arlington, Wichita State going back to the brawl comp that we've seen so prevalently here in our matches today. We'll see what they get out of it.
Absolutely, you do have to deal with the Dez on the Echo, been a absolute menace to Wichita State, and like you said, you have 2 roads diverge right now. If UT Arlington is able to deny Wichita State point B, they go on to the semifinals to face the winner of Marist College versus the University of Cincinnati, currently 1-0 on Kings Row for Marist College. And if Wichita State is able to take point B, then we go into extra rounds. And we'll have to see how they do based on this. Dynamite versus Dez is going to be an important matchup. Dez can take some shots early, but Echo sometimes just needs a few good hits to take you down with that focus beam. There goes the sticky bombs. Dynamite will retreat in quick. Now coming on to the point. For a second I thought that was a shatter. I was confused, but Deadly is in, and UT Arlington are just stuck. They're really just capturing Wichita State inside this little room. There's just not much that Wichita State can do. They're just fun. Dynamite is actually going to find Ultra Polito on the Tracer. This McCree needs to pop off, and it looks like it is so far. Going to try and take down Dez. Will find a shot. In the air, trying to keep separate Wichita State and UT Arlington. Now the sticky bombs finding from the Deadly. Here comes the copy. It's onto the Lionheart. That's just what you want for Dez. He's gonna build this shatter up so fast. Gonna use the shadow. Won't find anyone on the ground, but it'll still be, you'll get another one. That's the thing with the copied Reinhardt is even if you miss the first shatter, you'll probably find another one.
It was expensive though for UT Arlington. That was 3 ultimates out in that fight. I mean, you got the massive fight window that you needed. You've taken half of the time off their first attack here. Here comes the Sombra that I've been looking for all day. I mean, you're looking to get creates, obviously, with this manual hack.
They do find Wartler, but the shatter is going to take down 4. And Fluffy but Deadly is just going to cleave through everyone on Wichita State. UT Arlington will have nothing, and they'll even throw in some ultimates to boot. Wichita State, they've got some advantages heading into point B, including a pretty solid time bank. They'll have a lot coming in. They'll have a whole 4 minutes and 32 seconds.
Sombra swap, absolutely massive. Hacking the Winston, not being able to put down bubble. That was a free shatter to Fluffy, and absolutely took advantage of it fully. I think that creates would want to have that grab back right about now.
Absolutely. absolutely, especially if you consider they had the grab pulse bomb combo, and not really much to tell it to the coalesce and see they'll get Loiler and will go down dead. On this diva, the copy diva has to get something massive from these bombs. Want to throw it in just to spite UT Arlington getting back, and Dez will find Dynamite in a disrespectful self-destruct.
I mean, it was a great duplicate. I mean, that's exactly what they needed. I mean, still, 3 minutes 36 on the clock. Two ultimates ready to go for Wichita State, though. They can really push in on this self-destruct. The EMP is going to come up too. You can EMP Deadeye and win the fight outright.
That could be. We'll have to see if UT Arlington got some. UT Arlington will be able to repel that, I should say. Both. The Deadeye is going to come out early. The EMP still being held. You can see the EMP shatter that can come out. We'll just have to see what's going to happen. Execution. We're just looking for the EMP. It's gonna find 3. That could be massive. But deadly. Has the beep, has the shatter, waiting for a good time to use it. Probably in this cleanup, the grab will come out. It'll find Foxycon and Fluffy, but deadly. Great has a massive play. Wichita State will be repelled.
Started with the sticky bombs coming in from Dez off of the right-hand side as you're looking at on our screen right now. Dez absolutely landed a massive sticky bomb barrage into the entire grab. That was everything to play for there. That was huge. My goodness, I am absolutely loving what we're seeing here. I mean, the hacks, still Flexecution getting so much value.
Absolutely, the Nano coming in on the Lord, where they're able to charge up that ultimate so much faster, taking down Fluffy but deadly, and that's not what you want to see to start off this attack. Already the time dipping down below UT Arlington, so even if they finish, they will be attacking first.
Oh, duplicate online, Lortler 9% to Primal. These nanos that have come in from Super Juice today have been absolutely massive. You're going to have the rally also into this next fight for UT Arlington to beef up that armor. Oh man, this is going to be a very tough proposition. Flexecution, you're going to have to land a 6-man EMP. Let's go, my friend. Let's see what you got.
It's absolutely possible. You have the coalescence. You're coming up on the bomb, and it could be massive. It's about all you can say for this fight as switches onto the Sombra with the copy and is able to just do so much damage. And when he charges up that EMP, it'll get 5, it'll get everyone on the field, and then it's just a matter of pressing your left click and it'll just melt through Wichita State. UT Arlington, they are one fight away from moving on to the semifinals.
Fates will have a Graviton Surge into this fight. You're going to have Nano and Pulse Bomb. Flexecution, my friend, this is time to go. Self-destruct EMP could be the play.
Oh, the Pulse Bomb doesn't get anyone. It was, I think that was a stick on the Reinhardt. You have the combos, you have the EMP bomb, you have the EMP Deadeye, there's something. Here comes the Deadeye from Dynamite. You're not using the EMP with it. It'll find Dez. Lorler will go down. There's the headshot and the Gravazine Kelly's the Graviton. And that's all the ult UT Arlington has. Will he be able to finish with time left? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They will finish without time left. UT Arlington now has their win conditions set for them. They need to get one tick on point A in 1 minute, 55 seconds.
It came down to the wire there. And all they can hope for now is a draw and take us to another map. Oh, man, I think Flexecution dropping early in the previous fight and getting duplicated. I think Dez's duplicate there really sent a shockwave through Wichita State's mental right there. The copy, the EMP, the extermination that came out after that. It was all that they had on the board. If you press Q just a little bit earlier, I think that you take that fight and you take it with about 1.5 minutes on the clock. unfortunate series there for Wichita State, but they have time really to put up a solid defense here. And UT Arlington, I mean, they're just under that 2-minute time bank. So, you know, it's going to take some serious work for them to get ultimates up. Same thing for Wichita State University, though. They're going to have to generate some serious damage to get some ultimates up. Man, this is going to be a very difficult proposition for Wichita State here, especially running into what we're seeing out of UT Arlington. Again, Colby, kind of the unsung hero of that rally armor, absolutely keeping their team up through the mid fights and just really beefing up the team. Let's see how it plays out.
This could be the final round of this match, and UT Arlington, they know what they need to do, so do Wichita State. Dynamite coming out from Dynamite. That's always a fun thing to say. Now a Tracer, Polito not going to get caught out by the Ash, which is so deadly to Tracer's Substitution. Has the Mercy pocket, Super Juice is charging up this Nano so fast, already at 50-60%. Tracer's going to go down for UT Arlington, and that could be a disaster for them. They're rotating around. I don't know if I like that. There's not a lot of time they need to take place. Juice does have this Nano almost at 100%. Has it charged? I think we're gonna see where they're diving in with that Nano very, very shortly. All rolls through something deadly. Execution though does have almost to the top. But this with the double kill. With the double kill sticky bombs, there goes Seed, there goes Execution. They all fall down like dominoes, and there's just no one left. And UT Arlington will gallop off into the sunset, or at least into the semifinals. They take it 3-0.
Man, that was a hell of a series. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Li Zhang aside, it was absolutely massive out of them. This was just a severely devastating loss for Wichita State. I thought they had it a couple of times. It was back and forth either way. Great plays from both sides. That was just a wonderful, wonderful series for UT Arlington. They do make themselves into the semifinals. And everybody, thank you for joining us today. Make sure that you follow us on all of our socials, EGF Official. And that's going to go ahead and close us out for the day. K-Wing, thanks so much for joining me in the broadcast booth. This has been a heck of a day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We had UT Arlington, of course, winning out our last match before we had University of Colorado Boulder beating out St. Peter's. They will go on to face Rochester Institute of Technology. In our first game, we had University of Delaware taken down, by the University of Cincinnati. They're currently facing off against Marist College, which is 1-0 right now on Kings Row, and close game there. So go check that out at twitch.tv/official-EGF. Still some great Overwatch going on there. And Chef Billy, thank you so much for joining me. And Juke, thank you so much for producing. And we will see you all next time.